G'day guys, we're back again, round 2, Men's NPL. We got St George FC versus Rockdale Linden, and we're off to Barton Park. It's a whole new venue or facilities they've put out there. They got one game in last year at that park, and I don't think they played there for the rest of the season, but they're back there this year. Did some headshots of the guys last week there, and we are there tonight. So game is 7:30 kickoff. We're just on 6:30 now, so I'll be there in about 10 minutes at most. Weather's forecast to rain, storm possibly, so it's looking a bit ugly at the moment. But anyway, yeah, that's it. We'll do some we'll do some more footage once we get there. So I'll check back in again soon. Bye. Alright, this is why you should always give yourself plenty of time, because I pulled up here at Barton Park. I made sure I had 40 minutes to sort of get there, set up and get ready. But by the time I got there, all the spots in the car park were taken. It spent that long looking for a spot, I missed the kickoff. So yeah, not happy. Alright, finally in. I am on the sideline. You can see the game's already kicked off, and setting the cameras up, and I realised I don't have a monopod. I went and checked my car, it wasn't in there. I had used my wife's car the night before for a different game, and that's where I'd left it. So I had to give her a call, and lucky she was close by. Eventually dropped it down to me before half time. So I had that wrong before. I didn't have the 1DX, I had the Canon R5, as you can see there. Settings are the same for all three. Yeah, I didn't really bump my ISO up any higher, and 450 is pretty good to capture the action. Oh, what was that? Alright, keep driving up. It's the car park in the middle. How are you, alright? You doing good? Nice to see you. Alright, of course, my recording was off. I didn't realise it had stopped, but they got a penalty down at the far end in the way of St George. So their captain Troy, he steps up, puts it away, and puts St George one in front. Now, just looking at these photos, I want to show you
a good reason why not to put the camera down after the first celebration. Always remember to keep the camera on the goal scorer, because you never know what he may do straight after it. And you'll see here he turns to the crowd and gives him a bit of a fist pump. All right.
Lift again! Set again! Dave, need more! Need more!
DJI. Hey! Alright, round two's done. Hope you liked the video. Trying to change it up. I don't know what I'm doing each week, so I just let it roll off the dome. But all finished now. We've done the edits, we've sent everything off. I try to put as many photos as I can up with all the information so people get an idea. Just remember, those settings aren't going to work for you at every field you go to. There is a process afterwards to make sure the photos do look a little bit cleaner. Obviously, I'm shooting RAW. I only shoot RAW. The only time I shoot JPEG is on the second card, just for a backup. But I've got the two cards set in. My main card is RAW. That's the only one I use. And like I said, if something happens to that card, I'll have JPEGs if I need. I could set it up as RAW as well, but I just haven't. Haven't needed it yet, so anyway. But anyway, so just remember those settings will change for you depending on where you're shooting, what field, what time of day or night. Obviously, for nighttime settings, you're going to have a high ISO anyway. With speeds or whatever, I mean, I can't say what you should and shouldn't shoot at, because I used to shoot my night games with the Canon 90D at 1/640th of a second. So I was shooting, a lot of people will go like, oh, how do you even make your photos look sharp, or how bad does it look? Now, 1/640th of a second, if you get a player running at you, it's fine. I could get away with majority of my work, all my night stuff. The only thing you're going to lose is a bit of focus on the soccer ball. You know, that might be a bit blurred or spin blur, but it didn't bother me too much as long as I got the player in focus. But anyway, now with better gear and things like that, I can shoot a lot higher ISO with less noise. Someone's here. Sorry about that, guys. That's my son coming back from the physio. Football injuries. Anyway, we're talking about ISO. So I can't remember where we're completely up to, but just remember your ISO will change depending on the field you're at and the light you're at. I'm lucky now, over time, they've put better lights in a lot of the parks I shoot at nowadays. All right, we're back. I'm pretty sure we're talking about high ISOs and fields and light, blah, blah. Anyway, so just remember your settings will change at different fields or lighting. So I shot that game, that field had fairly decent lighting. A few of the fields now have newer lighting, so It's a lot better. You can shoot a lot faster speeds. I mean, realistically, I should be getting away with 12/50th of a second, but I'm still shooting majority of mine at 1600th, sometimes 2000th of a second, and getting away with 12.8 ISO. But it's hard. My settings do change when I do shoot, so I might, I shoot manual most of the time. Daytime, the only thing that I don't shoot manual is my ISO. I just set that on auto. Most of these 5Ds or the 1D, R5s or the 1DXs, even the older model cameras, their auto ISO is pretty good, so I've got no problem there. But with the night games, because I don't like to go up to 256 ISO. I just don't want the extra grain. I mean, the R5 probably wouldn't even affect it too hard, but it's just me and what I like, and like how I love the images to turn out at the end. But anyway, so I'll shoot, I might set it at 6400 ISO, and I might put the camera on 1,000th of a second, or whatever it might be. So I'll still shoot manual, and I'll put the ISO on manual as well. So I'll just set the ISO, because I don't want the ISO to go higher than 6400 or higher than 128. I definitely don't like to shoot any higher than 128 ever. But anyway, I hope you got enough information out of those photos. Locations as far as where I shoot, you'll probably see the first half of that game. I did shoot at the bottom corner on the side where the linesman doesn't run up and down in front of me. And I'll wrap myself around the corner post. So, usually in line with the 18-yard box. So I'll go to the, behind the goals, I'll go up to about the 18-yard box line, and on the sideline I'll go up to the top part of the 18-yard line. And most of the time you can get some good shots there, keeper shots, corner shots from the sideline. And then when you go behind the goals, it's always good to get players running directly straight at you, and with a bit of crowd on the right-hand side where the stadium might be. The only time I do go over the other side where the linesman is because I want to get some manager shots. I'm not too worried about the linesman running up and down in front of me. Then again, much like the lighting, depends where you go or who you're shooting for, whether you're allowed to move around so much. We have a bit of free range for who I shoot for, Football New South Wales. We can sort of move freely. Obviously don't go stand in any dugouts or technical areas. So you want to try and avoid those. If you do have to walk through them, just put your head down and go straight through. Don't get in the way of managers, players, especially if they're on the losing end. They sort of don't like what's going on at the time. But anyway, yeah, that one. Anyway, in that second half, we got a bit of rain. I put the rain cover on, the think tank. It was just a light rain, but it sat around. There was some lightning in the background. I was waiting for it to get worse, didn't. It was fine, and yeah. And then going back to the start of the video, you'll see that I did the video when I arrived to the game. So that particular area, Barton Park, I've done it before, I should have known. It gets packed because there's fields either side of the actual main field, and there's a big kids fun area, like where kids go and play in a big play area there. So that car park gets full because of that. Because it's not just the field we're going to, but everything around it. There's massive walkways around there. And people use that to park. So I just didn't think of it, honestly. I just thought, it's 10 minutes from home. Get down there 40 minutes before kickoff. Maybe watch some of the 20s and then do mine. And then I was just driving around in circles. Every time I seen a car pull out, I went around and tried to get to it. Another car pulled in. So in the end, I ended up finding a spot, but the game had already kicked off. So, and most of the time I like to do the walkout, the rafts and whatnot, and maybe some warm-up shots. Yeah, I missed all of it. I was devo. But, we'll get plenty more throughout the season. And then, yeah, so I got there, game was kicked off. I just had to sort of take some stuff. Then setting up my camera gear, I left the monopod in my wife's car. So I couldn't pick up the 4. It's too heavy to handhold. I think they're roughly around 5 kilos. So you try doing that for more than 5 or 10 minutes, like your arm would be dead. So I just shot with the 7200 just for the first, 20 minutes until my wife rocked up and you'll see me run off at the point going, "Where are you? I've come to the car park." Anyway, got it, and everything was good. And then a particular shot, where St George scored. They got a penalty. One thing I'd always do, if the scorer, once the scorer gets the goal, they might run and pick the ball up, or they'll do a celebration, always keep the lens on the scorer, because sometimes they'll maybe do a backflip or something, you know, they'll celebrate in a different way. And I happen to get the scorer in that game. You'll see him, they're walking up, they finished their huddle and they kept walking, and he turned around to the crowd and, you know, gave him a bit of a fist bump. So those things are always good to get. So you don't want to miss those. So make sure you just keep the camera on him. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for round 2. We've got round 3 coming up. I'll already be filming for that one, and then so on and so on. I'll keep filming each week and try to keep rolling them out. I know I did put a post up saying this video would have been up yesterday or the day before. I'm late, as per normal. So be prepared for that to always come out a day or two later. Anyway, we'll try and get this one up tonight so you can check it out. And like I said, any questions, hit me up in the comments or whatever. And then, you know, you can follow us through Instagram, see all the stuff. I put everything up there weekly. Photos, action shots that I've done that weekend go up. Facebook. All the links will be at the end of the video. Anyway, thanks guys, and I'll get another one up again next week. All right, enjoy.